you seem to have that dichotomy in a lot of your music, whether it be a war zone comparing it to the south of France, or it be how cruel life is on one side, but then how wonderful it can be on the other side.
Yes, yes. That's probably the Libra in me, the balance, yeah.
It's Not Too Late is a song you did write, which is obviously about a relationship that's ripened and aged, and and where's it going?
Actually, I don't know whether it is about a relationship. It's about life in general, you know, and particularly in Britain right now, there's a kind of resigned, almost hopelessness about what Britain means and what being English stands for, and a lot of so many myths that the British and the English particularly thought were really strong and be with them for always were destroyed suddenly in the last few years. And I'm not quite sure why, but there's kind of self-flagellation going on there. And so really it's about that, and it's a lot to do with society. And then obviously, you know, it's nice to give it another meaning, not intentionally. These are just the way these songs come out. You know, I wish I knew what I was going to write before I write it, but I find myself, like now, in the position of writing a song that means something to me, and then being in the terrible problem of trying to have to explain it, and I'm not quite sure that I can.
If I recall correctly, you told me once before that in some of your earlier music, you had worked out the music first and then added the lyrics.
Yeah.
Is this album more of the opposite, more of the words were coming first?
Well, it's more to do with, I suppose, if I find a phrase musically that again will invoke something in me, and that it'll make me focus on a phrase or something like that, then I'll have to. It'll inspire me to take it further, so that I can look at those words and then expand on them and see what happens around them. Yes, but it usually comes out of some kind of groove and some kind of flow, you know, and then it's build on it from there.
Did you write as a child?
No, not really. I started writing just fiddle around, but. No, I read as a child, and I think that's something that I always do now. And my parents were both teachers, and my father was an English teacher, and so I was always kind of surrounded by literature. And then I come from a family with a very strong faith as well, and those stories were sort of intermingled. So it's all to do with stories and storytelling.
What's the last book you read?
The last book I read, actually it's called Ari, and it's the story of Aristotle Onassis, because I live just by the Italian border, which is right next to Monaco, and he was always such a big part of what was happening in Monaco and Monte Carlo. In fact, almost so much as to controlling it, dare I say it, as much as the royal family does there. And so it was a story that I'd always been interested in. The last book, it's quite a good book.
Something to Believe In is a song also by Phil Palmer and Paul Bliss.
Paul, yeah.
And it sounds to me like it's kind of a family collapsing.
It's as far as I know, it's a true story about a real family, yes. And the dilemma that they have and the kind of spiral that they get into. And I love it. It's a lovely song to sing. I've just been playing it today, and I love it very much. I love, you know, to have, it's like when I write for the Moody Blues, I'm aware that I'm expressing things that other people might want to say as well. And so I felt with Paul and Phil with this song that I could say it because I believed in what they were saying.
Do you sing any of these solo songs in your Moody Blues show tonight?
No, they don't like that. But I'm out on my own anyway. And you know, I was here in town. I did a solo spot here in town today. And then I'm doing a couple of gigs at the House of Blues at the beginning of December, and then a few other places up the West Coast through the middle of December. Just acoustic things, and with some of the boys that were on the album.
Is that fun for you to go back into those smaller venues?
Not really. Not really. But I love to play acoustic, because then if it's just me and a guitar, like this, I don't have to worry about anybody else. You know, it's just my responsibility, and then I can feel it, and it is what it is. You know, it's take it or leave it, whether you like it or not. But you know that you can control it, and it suits me. It's honest. Let's put it that way.
It is. It is the way of the world.
Yeah.
Here's I wrote my keyword was choice.
Yes.
Choosing.
Yes,
one
very
path
much
over
so.
another.
Yeah. Exactly.
I got
yeah.
one right. I'm one out of seven.
exactly right. Yes, that's exactly right. Yes, which way I should choose, you know, and but often I don't know, you know, and you just sometimes. You know what they always used to say, what you resist persists, and so sometimes it's best to just let yourself fall into it, and to not deliberate too much, but just let yourself fall, and then realize as life unfolds before you. That profundity, but I suppose that's what I meant.
Okay, sometimes less is more, which is kind of
less is
it was
more.
a beautiful song. I
love that. Yeah, it's lyrics by. I did the music, and the lyrics are apart from the title and a couple of things, they're by Dennis Lambert, who's a great writer and had a lot of hits, and he's a good pal of mine. We did a song with the Moody Blues with him, and it was called. What was it called? The song we did with Dennis.
We'll come to us
okay.
later.
All right, yeah. We did a great song with him.
It was a great. I'm sure it was a great song.
Oh, is that mine? Or is that yours?
That's yours.
Okay.
And that's mine.
Okay.
It's your seat.
Yeah, I know, but
you
I
made
brought one for you. Yeah.
I was using it.
Yeah.
Well, let's just take a look.
It wasn't long
because this is it's a painting on the front.
Yes, it's a painting. Yeah, painted by a Canadian girl that she sent to me, and I put it in a corner, and then just a couple of people saw it, and they said, "Oh, that would be such a great album sleeve." And then the other pictures inside are of Italy, where it was recorded, where the album was recorded. It's such a beautiful place.
And is this where the Moody's are recording their new album?
We've done 2 titles, yes. I think we're going to go back later on in the summer to do some more. Yeah.
And this is in somewhere near the south of France as well?
It's in just by Genoa,
Genoa,
on the Ligurian coast of Italy. Yeah.
I have a story about that, I'll tell you when we get off the air. But something less is more, I wrote down.
Sometimes less is more. Yeah,
sometimes less is more. Slowing down, kind of smelling the flowers.
Yes,
being aware.
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay. Speaking of south of France,
so sometimes less is more. You know,
Troubadour. There has to be some relationship between Troubadour and the south of France.
Troubadour. Well, it's first of all, I always loved the word, and I always knew that I wanted to write a song called Troubadour, and I was surprised that so few other people had even used the word. You know, but. Yes, it's about that discovering of the guitar and my own journey through, and it's about really when I came to America. When I came to London, started playing guitar. You go to London, the mecca of popular music, and then coming to America and seeing the greatest guitar heroes and across the great river.
So it had nothing to do about the south of France, so I was wrong on that one. Okay.
Well, it's a French word, you know.
It was a French word. Yeah. I just imagine those troubadours roaming around the south of France, living the good life somewhere.
Probably there were, but not anymore.
Okay. Shame.
Shame, yeah.
Which I also enjoyed very much. Talks kind of. This is one of those songs that kind of 2 sides to everything. There's the song starts out, "Everywhere I go, I see our shame," and then it comes back, and somewhere in the middle of the song, it's talking about everywhere I go, I feel the joy, and you talk about the positives.
That's right.
Of life.
Exactly that. Yeah, the juxtaposition, because. You know, wherever we do, we do see our own shame, and it is lying in the streets right in front of us. You know, and it's. I hate it when they say, "Why does God let people starve?" You know, it can't be a God, but you know, there's enough to go round.